Okay, it's the next day, so we'll get back to this thing here. We'll do his braids and then work on his hat. It took me so long yesterday to upload that last video because I hadn't loaded a video for such a long period of time. I forgot how to do it. So anyway, got that straightened out this morning. So here was what paint was left over from yesterday. It's all dry now, but here's another reason why I use a piece of glass. But before I scrape that off of there, I just want you to look at this paint a minute. See how when I mix my water, I've wiped off a lot of it, but still some of it's left. When I thin it down with my brush to put it on the piece, see how you can see through the wash here? That's another reason that if you're going to, paint with washes like I do, that's another reason to use a piece of glass. It just helps you do that. But the main reason is just spray a little water on there, and then with an old blade you can just scrape all your paint off of there. And you're ready to go. Okay. Another towel here, ready? Alright, so first thing I want to do is, again, let that soak in. I also changed my paper here. Hopefully that'll make the carving show up a little better when I paint it in the video. Let's go ahead and paint that. So it's ready. Alright, got me some clean water. I've washed my hands. Now before I do anything, I'm going to look this thing over. See if I see any of those little holidays. Judy pointed one out to me here just a minute ago. Right there?
Yep.
That's it. So I'll just take care of that right off the button here. They always show up, you'll think you'll get them all and you'll touch them up and then you'll come back later and darn, there'd be another one. That looks good. Okay, the braid. Now, I'm going to paint the braid with another of my favorite colors, which is Moroccan red. Here's, well, that's fire red. That's engine red. You see all these colors sitting around here. I could probably reduce those down to about 12 colors and do everything that I do. But, like everybody else, you go to the store, you just can't help yourself. You got to buy something. All right, this is primary red. When people say, "Oh, look, it's red," well, this is what they're thinking of. It's really a bright red. Moroccan red is richer. to me, it's just richer. It's got just a touch of blue in it. And it's just a pretty color. And the primary red is also a little less opaque than this here. This covers real well, where this one you'd probably have to go back and overcoat it a couple times before you'd get it to where you wanted it. But I just like that Moroccan red. It's just a pretty color. So that's what I'll use. Squeeze me in a little here. And find me a brush. Change my glasses. My eyes have gotten old. Don't see like I used to. Judy and I went down and had our cataracts removed a couple years ago. And I occasionally used one of those magnifying things you put on your head. I still got it up there in my cabinet. I don't use it anymore. Because when we got our cataracts done, you could get your cataracts done a couple ways. You could get your cataracts done to where if you wore bifocals before, you had bifocals built into your new, what do you call it? Your new eyes, I guess you could say. But I didn't want to do that, neither did Judy, so we just opted for the straight cataract. Well, it's Cadillac after you've
Far-sighted.
after you've gone so many years having to wear glasses, and then you get your cataracts done, and then all of a sudden you can see perfectly, probably even better than you ever saw before, far away anyway, but your close-up vision disappeared. You're going to have to wear glasses, or you're going to have to get that special lens which has the close-up feature built into it. So, being as if we didn't get that, sorry if I'm telling you my medical history here while I'm painting. Being as you didn't get that, the doctor said, go down there to Dollar General or the dollar store, whatever they call them. They seem to be all over the place these days. And buy you some of those cheap reading glasses that they sell. Walmart has them too. So you can get about 3 different magnifications. These I'm wearing now, I think, are the highest. They're 3 point something, I think. But anyway, after wearing those, I mean, I wear reading glasses now all the time. Not all the time, but I mean, yeah, I guess I do, because I have bifocals in my new glasses. But anyway. With these reading glasses, these cheap $5 reading glasses you can buy down at Walmart and these places, you can pretty much get the same benefit from them as you would if you wore one of those magnifying things you wear on your head, and it's not near as bothersome. So I just put that thing away and I just wear these cheap glasses, and it does the trick for me. Lets me see up close without having that attachment to my head. Of course, these glasses are an attachment to my head too, but not near as uncomfortable. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, got one done there. Make sure I get all the paint where I want it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, look there, I found another holiday right there. Oh, and there's another one. See, I told you. You look this thing over and over and over, and bingo, they'll just pop up all the time, it seems. So anyway, I got that one painted. What I'm going to do now is this, I'm going to go ahead and paint this other one, but you don't need to see me do that again. Okay, well, Judy was up charging her phone battery. I finished painting the braid. I just thought I'd show you this. Okay, this is what I was talking about earlier. Now, this lens here is the box says it is 1.9. The little loop lens, this thing here, is 4.5. Okay? Now, here's my cheap cheater glasses. These are 325s. I think that's about as strong as you could buy them. They go down from that down to 125 or something like that. So, I don't have a headlight on these glasses. I didn't even know that thing was there. I don't know if I'd ever use the thing. But I got plenty of light around here. But it comes to a point of what would you rather wear? These or this thing, this contraption banging around? This ain't light either. These are very light. Anyway, just thought I'd show you that. So I'll put it back on again. And we'll get down to our hat. Okay, for the hat. All right. I don't like painting things black. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to squeeze me out a bunch of black. Looks like I'm going to need some new black here. It's not really black, remember, it's licorice. And I'm going to get my midnight blue. Squeeze me out some of that. Now another thing I want to get is something to hold my hat. Hang on just a second. I've got a couple of these laying around. All it is a piece of wood with a screw, which I cut the head off of, drilled a hole, stuck it down in there, and then epoxied it in place. And I'll just screw this right up into the base of the hat here, where the dowel goes, so it's tight and doesn't move around. There, I got something to hold my hat. All right. I don't want that one yet. I'll rinse my brush out a couple of times, and I'll just clean it out here in the soap because it's still got some red in it. Red is a terrible color as far as, you know, trying to get rid of it. You can't overpaint red like you can other colors. It's just hard to get rid of. It'll bleed itself right back through whatever you paint over, the color you painted over. But if you use gray, gray will cover it. Gray is about the only color that covers red. So if you've painted something red, then you want to make sure that you've got all that red. Now I'm not going to mix all this together. I'm just going to mix together a little bit of this till I get the color that I want. Again, I don't want black, but then I don't want blue either. I want just sort of a in-between color. About like that right there. Now one thing when you're painting things like that really help. Use the tip of your brush, lay it down flat, and push it into the area that you want to cover. See how you can get in between those areas? Now, I'm not going to be able to do it here because that goes way down in there. So I'll have to come back with a smaller brush to get in there. But generally, it's an area like that, you can just lay your brush down and push it right back in there and get those little areas like that. Can't get them all, but you can get 90% of them. Now I'm laying this paint on there pretty thick, but still it's going to soak down into that wood because the wood's wet. And see also how that burnt line is preventing it from bleeding over. See how it's bleeding up here? See those little bleed lines there? Where it's, if it was wet, it'd really bleed up in there, but the paint's not that wet. But down here below where I had those other burnt lines, it doesn't bleed at all. So again, just lay your brush down and push it down into that area. You probably can't see it. I can. You probably can't see it, but when I see it, get away from the reflected light on the hat. You can see that blue. It's really pretty. It's really a rich, dark blue. Just what I wanted. Soaks it in up here on top because it's in grain up there. Like I mentioned, this part and this part are two separate pieces of wood. off for this right now. I'll come back after I've painted the whole hat, which is basically all painted now anyway, but we'll come back. Alright, got that hat painted now. I left it unpainted down underneath there because that's where it's going to be glued to the head. And I think that's what we're going to call it quits right now, because this has to dry good before I start painting that red. It's going to have a red cloth band around there, and then the eagle's going to be gold. So we'll start that on the next video, okay? So until then, I'll talk to you later.